Ladies and gentlemen, it is 10:47 at night the following day from the race. I have just landed from Toronto, and holy crap, I have got a lot to get off my shoulders about that race. Good grief! Well, let's save the juicy stuff for later. So, stage one at Richmond. I almost said Indy because it's been 3 weeks since we've had a NASCAR race. Welcome back to NASCAR, by the way. I hope you're happy to have NASCAR back. But I will say, I did not get to watch this race live, unfortunately. I was in downtown Toronto when this all happened. I was away seeing family for some personal reasons, funerals, yeah, you get it. But, yeah. Where do I even begin? So, yeah, at the time the race started, I was actually at the F1 exhibition in Toronto. So, if you haven't checked that out, if you live in the 6th and you haven't checked that out before it closes, I think it closes on the 22nd of September, god damn it, go, because that was cool as shit. But, anyway, what else happened? So, yeah, by the time I got to turn the race on, it was 8 laps to go. Thankfully, with my TSN account, I could rewind to the start of the race. So, honestly, from what I learned in Stage 1, Christopher Bell had the fastest car. He set a really good pace early on. C-Bell, he wins Stage 1. It really looked like the Joe Gibbs Toyotas and Logano were going to be the strongest all night, because it was Bell, Truex, Hamlin, Logano, they were all up there. Those were the main four, really. But other than that, Stage 2, Daniel Suarez came into the picture. I gotta say, NASCAR, great job with the option tire. Phenomenal job. I would love to see that at more races. That added such a different strategic play into the race. And maybe if you have, say you have to use one set of the option tire in the first half of the race or something like that, I think it'd be really cool. So, good work, NASCAR. Good job with the option tire, because you can tell, whenever someone put on that option tire, it was like the soft tire in F1. They would just fly right to the front. It was insane. Daniel Suarez went from 16th to 1st in 10 laps on a restart at Richmond, of all places. Richmond. I can't get that. Richmond, of all places. It doesn't wrap my head around it. But oh well. What else happened there? I mean, yeah, that was virtually how Daniel Suarez won Stage 2 as well, because, I mean, would anybody be betting on Daniel Suarez to win a stage at Richmond? No, probably not. But because of the option tire, it adds more strategy into play, and if we're not getting more horsepower, I'd rather have things like this. So good job, NASCAR. It was cool to see, the tires fade away quickly, too. If we can have, a soft... I don't want a carbon copy of F1, but we could have something similar, a soft tire, a medium tire, a hard tire. That would be awesome. I think that'd be awesome in NASCAR personally, for strategy and all kinds of different purposes. I think that'd be great. Worth a try. If it doesn't work, scrap it. Just go back to the original Goodyears. Why not? But yeah, that was really all that happened in Stage 2. It was a lot of decent green flag racing in this race. I gotta say, there was a lot of decent green flag racing. You could see some of the guys switching to the option tire. Some of them would come, some of them would go. But yeah, overall, this was a hell of a race at Richmond, I gotta say. But oh boy, now I gotta get into the fun part. Stage 3. Well, who had the lead most of Stage 3? I want to say it was Bell or Hamlin had the lead for most of Stage 3. And then, I will say, Austin Dillon. Let's talk about Austin Dillon for a second, because he was in the top 10 all race. I was really impressed. He was fastest in practice. I really should have put him in my fantasy teams looking back. I thought to myself, it's Austin Dillon. He wasn't that high in the lap averages, so I'll let it slide, but something to keep an eye on. I mean, there was something to keep an eye on there. I wish I put money in my betting account, because good grief, that would have been a good one to roll with. But, yeah, so Austin Dillon, he drove a phenomenal race, man. Well, for 399 laps, Austin Dillon drove a great race. But after those green flag pit stops, I don't know what adjustment they made to that car, but my God, that 3 car flew. And I mean flew. Like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, excuse me. Why is Kyle Busch's car not doing this? That's legitimately what I said to myself. I was like, how is Kyle Busch a lap down and Austin Dillon is making his way into the top 3? And next thing you know, he's caught up to Logano. It took him a little bit to get past Logano. Thank you, next gen car. But he got by Logano. And then he keeps creeping up to Denny Hamlin. And Denny Hamlin keeps on taking his line away. And then Austin Dillon used the lap car as a pick. Boom. He's by Denny Hamlin. It was like... And then reality started to settle in. Like, once Austin Dillon got by Denny Hamlin, we were like, Austin Dillon's going to win this race. Are you serious? Austin Dillon is going to jump from 32nd to 13th in the playoffs just because he got a win. That is a topic I'm going to get into later because, holy God, I think that's the main problem here. But, yeah, otherwise, well, Austin Dillon, on 2 laps to go, was making his way through lap cars, and then Ricky Stenhouse just... Ricky Spinhouse the field. Well, he Ricky Spinhouse Ryan Preece, and that was like the second caution for on-track incidents this race. This was like I say, this was a very caution-free race. So then that sets up overtime, and then here's where things get fun. So, Joey Logano and Austin Dillon are starting on the front row. Austin Dillon, not having a lot of experience, restarting in the lead, gets a bad jump. Joey Logano overtakes him on the outside. White flag, coming into the final corner. It is a last lap showdown. Logano's got about a 4-car length lead on Austin Dillon. Heading into turn 3, Austin Dillon floors it, only lifts until he sees the 22 spinning right in front of him. Denny Hamlin sneaks underneath on the inside. Austin Dillon hooks the 11 into the wall. Caution comes out. Austin Dillon is your winner. Okay, this is where things get fun. This is where you guys at home get to listen to me rant about NASCAR. Grab your popcorn. Honestly, it was probably a good thing that I waited this long to make a video about it, because I've been texting a lot of friends about it. Some have really great opinions on it. Others have horrible opinions on it. And honestly, I'm gonna fall somewhere in the middle on this one. I mean, I don't like to be the guy that just takes the middle ground, but like, dude, what the was that? How we come to this sport? How has the respect levels of this sport reached a level where it's okay to just completely dump 2 guys on the last lap at a friggin' race? A regular season race. This isn't even the championship. This is a guy who's 32nd in the points. This win should not matter to him in the slightest, other than winning a race for his pride and sake. Able to take out 2 championship contenders in 1 corner. When I've seen people comparing this to when Dale Earnhardt took out Terry Labonte in 1999. Dale Earnhardt was booed for that, and now we all look at Dale Earnhardt as a god, mainly because, well, not mainly because of that moment alone. Like, we look at that as one of the greatest moments in NASCAR. I'm all for a bump and run. I am all for a bump and run. But to flat out just send it in full throttle on the guy who's 4 car lengths ahead of you, and then left hook the guy who's passing you while you're taking that guy out is ridiculous. Like, NASCAR's its own worst enemy because they're looking for moments like this. Joey Logano's post-race interview was on Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report. When was the last time they ever posted about NASCAR other than Kansas and Atlanta finishes? Like, seriously. Like, we've crossed a major line. We had the racing line from the beginning to 2014. The entertainment has came in and has gone, whoop! Entertainment over everything. We're NASCAR. We love entertainment. Who cares about racing? Jeff Gordon should have been the championship. I'm not even a Jeff Gordon fan. I know I do a series with Jeff Gordon, but still, Jeff Gordon should have been the championship winner in 2014, but no. Ryan Newman did the exact same thing to Kyle Larson that Austin Dillon just did to Joey Logano. It's like, Jesus Christ. Why? Why do we still have the playoff format? Like, why? Like, you have Austin Dillon. I feel bad for Austin Dillon in a way because he has Richard Childress and Justin Alexander as crew chief in his ear telling him to dump the guy, wreck the guy. You need this playoff spot. You need to do what you need to do. It's stupid. This is so stupid. Like I said, I am all for short track racing. Like, when Gordon gives Rusty Wallace the bumper in 2002, did it look like that? Did he really need to send it in full throttle 4 car lengths deep at Bristol? No! God, no! Why the hell would he have to do that? The cars could actually take a bump and run them because they weren't a tank. And it's like, I just can't believe it. I really don't. And I know I said I was in the middle on this, but like, it's just, it flabbergasts me. It absolutely flabbergasts me that this is what racing etiquette looks like in our sport. I think Denny Hamlin nailed it in the post-race interview, but like, yeah, I don't know if Joey Logano should be doing burnouts in front of Austin Dillon's wife and kids while they're trying to go walk over and celebrate with him. I mean, like, yeah, I think that was crossing a line. I get being frustrated, but like, take it out on the guy who did it to you, not his wife and kids. But oh my heavens above. It's just like, if NASCAR didn't have this bullshit winning you're in format, we'd never be in this situation. Winning you're in has given us some great moments over the years, but it is time to get the hell rid of it. This is stupid. NASCAR, get your head out of your ass. This is ridiculous. Time to wake up. Elton Sawyer, Steve O'Donnell, wake up. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. The racing should, like, people are watching this because, not because it's good, they're looking at us like a clown show. At least the diehard fans are. Or at least they should. If they aren't, they should, because what you've seen Sunday night is what could be the downfall of this sport. If they do not get their head out of their ass, people are going to do this every single week. Like Tyler Reddick said, I've been his teammate for a couple of years. I know what I saw. I don't want my kid to watch this and think that it's okay because hashtag NASCAR said it was okay. It's like, no, man. This shouldn't be okay. This shouldn't be okay. This is crossing too many lines. Like, I know a lot of people will be happy because Logano and Hamlin were the ones who got dumped. If that was Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Chase Elliott that Austin Dillon dumped, what would we be saying right now? Seriously, look me dead in the eye. What would you say if the 88 and the 24 were in that position, or the 9? One of those three. What would you say? You would be having the flip out of your mind, knowing that was your favorite driver, but because those were the two most hated drivers in the Cup Series, well, apart from maybe Kyle Busch, that it's amazing. Think about that for a second. Where is the fairness when it comes to driver judgment? Take a look in the mirror. Seriously. Seriously, take a look at yourself in the mirror. That's what I want you to do. Because, like, good grief. That's just, I don't even know what to say. Like, how do people think this is okay? It is not okay to absolutely floor it and take 2 championship contenders out like that. Yes, I know Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin have wrecked people before, but like, the only incidents that I can really compare to this are 2015 Kansas and maybe 2017 Martinsville. But an unpopular opinion that a lot of people will probably unsubscribe from me for is that I think 2017 Martinsville is overblown. Denny Hamlin did the exact same thing any other driver does at Martinsville, but because he got the Chase Elliott's bumper, the world's ending. I'm going off on a tangent here, but like, it just pisses me off. It drives me insane to see that the state of our sport right now. It drives me up a wall. Get rid of the playoffs, go back to chase for the cup. It's uniquely you. I sound like real Radman right now. Shout out me that. Man United's better, but shout out Radman. But good God. Good God. Like, what? Oh my heavens. Oh, I gotta stop. Okay, deep breath. I can't breathe through my nose right now. I'm kind of sick, if you couldn't tell. I got a little bit of a head cold, but it's just unbelievable to me. It's just absolutely unbelievable. I don't even know what else to say. It's just, wow. It's not okay. What we saw Saturday night is not okay. And I hope NASCAR learned something from this. Whether it's a penalty to the 3 car or whatever, like, but something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. In my opinion, what should be done is this. I thought about this a lot since I've had 24 hours to think about it. Haven't really done much because I've been on a plane and all this kind of stuff. But in my opinion, keep the 3 in the playoffs. Take away 20 playoff points because Chase Elliott got docked, what, 60 points or whatever for right rear hooking Denny Hamlin at Charlotte last year. So take away the 3's playoff points, keep him in the playoffs. So he's going to have to, and if he does it again, say if he's in contention for a win at Atlanta or Watkins Glen and he just flat out wrecks a guy coming to the line, then take the win away from him then, if he hasn't learned his lesson. But you got to give him a fine. You got to put him in a deep hole going into the playoffs because he's in the playoffs now because of your bullshit format. Ugh. It's just, we've gone too far on the entertainment aspect of the sport. Will this be in a lot of TikToks? Yes. But it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable to me. The state of our sport. Well, let's go through your finishing results here. Austin Dillon beats Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace. We'll talk about the playoff bubble later, but yeah, to say Austin Dillon shakes up the playoffs a little bit would be an understatement. Bubba had a great run, though. Bubba is red hot. He's got lots of momentum to roll through these playoffs, and I mean, it's a good thing because considering Austin Dillon won, Bubba's going to need every point he can get. Ross Chastain, who needed a great day as well, brings it home 5th. Christopher Bell, who had the speeding penalty, which really lost him the race, he recovers to a 6th. Kyle Larson, 7th. Great run for Carson Hocevar, too. You guys know I'm a big Carson Hocevar guy after interviewing him in New Hampshire. I mean, he's done some on-the-track stuff that I can't really defend, but I like Carson Hocevar. I think he's a good guy. I even met Austin Dillon in New Hampshire. I met all these guys pretty much, and I even thought Austin Dillon was a good guy, but oh well. Chase Elliott and Daniel Suarez round out your top 10. Daniel Suarez would not got a top 10 without that option tire. Kyle Busch rebounded to 12th. Sorry, I'm getting off topic, but like, holy crap. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, William Byron, Josh Berry, who was my sneaker pick. I guess I should have went with the 3. Michael McDowell, Brad Keselowski, Todd Gilliland, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano, Noah Gragson, Chase Briscoe, Ty Gibbs. Man, Ty Gibbs might even miss the playoffs at this rate. Good grief. Zane Smith, Austin Cindric, Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon, Justin Haley, Alex Bowman, Eric Jones, Daniel Hemrick, John Hunter Nemechek, Harrison Burton, Riley Herbst, Corey LaJoie, Parker Retzlaff, Ricky Stenhouse, and Martin Truex Jr., who I forgot to mention, but he had an engine issue. That's brutal for the 19 team, but oh, I don't know if you guys seen that, but remember when NASCAR was good? The Tony Stewart 2011 championship. Oh, heavens. Let's load up the playoff grid. Well, let's take a look at the playoffs. Kyle Larson still holds the number 1 seed with 28 playoff points. Christopher Bell, 2 seed. Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, and Austin Dillon are the drivers locked into the playoffs, with Michigan, Daytona, and Darlington left to go to the playoffs. Good grief, that's going to be spicy. Could we get 3 new winners? Could you imagine if, like, I don't know who would surprise us in Michigan. Maybe Chris Buescher goes back-to-back at Michigan, and then, let's say, I don't know, Noah Gragson wins Daytona, and then Eric Jones just wins Darlington, and then Martin Truex, Ty Gibbs, and Bubba Wallace are all out. Honestly, now I think about it, Bubba Wallace would be a great pick for Michigan. Bubba would be a great pick, but Truex loses some points to the cutoff line with his engine failure. He's plus 78. Ty Gibbs with a mid-run is 19 points above the cut line. Bubba Wallace, 3 points to the good. This is where it gets spicy. Chris Buescher, 3 points out of the cut line. Ross Chastain, 3 points out of the cut line as well. And then you have Chase Briscoe and Kyle Busch, who are minus 103, minus 122, who are in must-win situations. Spicy. That's one thing you can say about the playoffs. It's entertaining. Really? This is what we resorted to. Okay. But anyway, let's put this race on the Skyler scale. I need to edit this video and get to bed. I have work in the morning. I am not excited, but working sick after just getting back off a 2-hour flight. Yay. But, I need to go blow my nose after this, but overall, great race. I really wish Ricky Stenhouse didn't wreck Ryan Preece, because I think everybody would look in this race in a much higher regard, but this was a boiling point. NASCAR has been dangling over for a while, and it definitely dampened my taste on the race. But the race was great overall. Lots of green flag, clean racing. It wasn't easy to pass, but like you could still make passes, especially with the option tire and everything. I'll happily give this race a 70%. It honestly probably would have been an 80 without that finish, but yeah, if you want to see my live reaction to it, I have a short about it, but yeah. Unbelievable, dude. Share your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe, notifications turned on so you don't miss any future uploads. And yeah, I will see you this time next week to review Michigan. So, I was literally 4 hours away from Michigan this week. Why didn't I just stay out there? Ugh. Take care and peace.